Morning, guys. Just a little intro. The next video you guys are going to see is going to be kind of all over the place. Got busy with wheat, spraying tasseled corn, work, life, getting the cattle yard done. So it's kind of a mix of everything. Jumping all around. We were getting close to my wife's due date. So as we got closer to the due date, I kind of didn't pick up the camera because I didn't necessarily have as much time to edit the videos, and we weren't really doing too much. So after this video, should be getting back to regular schedule videos. So apologize for jumping around a bit. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate it. And yeah, we're getting close to harvest. It's August, kind of the dog days of summer. But I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit.
All right, we're on day 2 of wheat harvest. I'm just struggling with the straw building up underneath the tractor. Where Joe finished up combining last, the straw got tough, so he wasn't beating it up, so the windrow's really fluffy. And it gets stuck underneath the undercarriage of the quad. So when we unload, I gotta then unload, get off the windrow, back up, clean it out. So baler guy's gonna have lots of fun. But anyways, we're gonna keep putting along here. We just got this little section here left, and then we will hopefully get it all on wheels. And then while I'm unloading all the containers in the buggy, Joe's gonna take the combine, fuel up the combine, and take it to the next field, get opened up, and then I'll go down with the buggy and see if I can't get a ride back to then bring the wagons down. But we shall see how we get along. But anyways, that's what we're up to right now. All right, last pass of this field. Now there's just a little sliver Joe's got to go do, which is fine. He can go do that. I will empty the buggy, and then I gotta unload the wagons and the truck, and we will get stuff fueled up and ready, and move to the next field. All right. Alright, Joe's finishing up. We're gonna go get things unloaded and empty, since the transmission is out of that one truck. We just hadn't been able to get somebody to fix it yet. Well, probably could have found somebody to fix it. We just haven't gone to the trouble to get it fixed because we're gonna get 2 trucks ready for the fall. And if we get the safety done later, that means next year it'll be still in safety when we want to go do wheat. Whereas we were safetying them in the spring, and then that way, like, anyways, we'll get these wagons unloaded here, and I got to do something to the hammer strap so we can haul on the roadway. We're moving the wagons around the yard. It's okay, but it's not ideal. All right, we're back combining again. We don't need all the straw from all the wheat that we've got planted. So with this one here, we're just doing the outside pass with the spreaders on, and then where we're loading the wagons and everything, because it's really tight. And it's just easier on the baler guy, and also along the outside edge there's lots of weeds, so I don't want to bale up those weed seeds and move them around. Bale them up and then move them around. But I think he's having some header problems. Keeps stopping. I think it keeps wanting to drive the head down into the ground and push dirt. But anyways, this wheat is planted after edible beans. So it's planted late September. Looks pretty good. This outside pass with the weeds and lots of headlands right now, it's hard to say. But I think once we get into the interior of the field, it'll be pretty good. Along here won't be any good because it gets so much shade throughout the day. It's 5 o'clock and we don't even have full sun on it, so you can't expect a crop to grow that well when it doesn't have a full day of sun on it. But we'll keep chugging along. We'll get around the outside. It's just Joe and I working together, so I'll get the wagons full, park the buggy where he can unload into the buggy, and I'll take a load of wagons home, unload, and then come back, empty the buggy and catch them a couple times, and hopefully we can get that done 3, maybe 4 times tonight. So that's the plan anyways. See how we get along, as long as he doesn't have any more header problems. All right, we've gone around the outside of the field. We got the headland off at the front. Now we're back windrowing the straw. We did a little trial where we thought, oh, we'll spread the straw out over so it's not windrowed, but the straw is so dry and crunchy. Even with the chopper not engaged and the knives out, it's still fairly fine. So we'll pack it into a windrow. Old school guys would say that's why they like a conventional combine, but I don't know, it doesn't seem to matter to us. The balers can pick it up today. So he's just gonna come back. We're gonna do the back headland and get going up and down. Imagine I need 2 more dumps in the buggy, and then I gotta draw a set of wagons. So I'll leave the buggy somewhere for him to unload into and go get the wheat hauled home. The joys of farming with 2 people when you've got 3 pieces of equipment to keep the whole thing going. But anyways, not the end of the world. We'll get her done. It's only for a couple days. That's the hard part with harvest, is it's only 3 or 4 days that you'd need that extra guy. Heck, it'd be nice if we had 2 guys, because then I could just stay at home and do chore or watch the dryer and unload, and we have 1 guy in the buggy, 1 guy drawing loads, and I manage everything from the elevator. But it is what it is. It's the end of the day, we'll get her done, and it's nice doing all this work ourselves, and we take pride in our work. So seeing my mirror, he's just coming up behind me, and it looks like he's just cruising right along. He's not taking a full header width, so he's got his AB line set on a sprayer pass. And we're back putting her in the windrow. God, I should really clean these windows. You guys can hardly see in there. I can hardly see out of them, and I got my eyesight's not as good. I need to get new glasses. I'll probably still keep these ones for the farm and get a nice pair of glasses so I can see stuff better. All right, we're unloading on the go. I got my auto steer set. What's nice now is I have case auto steer. We've got a Pro case auto steer on the combine, so as long as I trace the windrow correctly, we should be able to unload with auto steer. So one would think I'd be able to get the drone up, but it's just...
Can you split the end on this stuff, or just do it all?
Oh, Joe's talking to me. Well guys, that wraps it up for today. It's about 11 o'clock. We shut down, we filled the wet bin. So I'm getting the dryer fired up, just getting it dialed in so it can run all night. And I'll probably come back out probably leave here at midnight and come back for 4:30, 5 o'clock and check and see how it got along. Just right now, I'm a little over drying the wheat, just trying to make sure I'm getting it set right, and then I'll bring it back up to the moisture I want. Because I think what happened last time was I had the dryer set, I was doing some 15% wheat, and then we got to the cone and it was a little bit wetter and it went in there at like 15.5. So I don't really care if I put in too dry a wheat, because I know I've got a layer of about 15% moisture wheat in there. So anyways, I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Hopefully we finish that field up. Alright guys, it's day 3 of harvest. Just picking up the camera for the first time. Today it's about 20 to 5. It's just been kind of a slow, repetitive morning. I went to work in the morning, got the dryer got caught up, and it's just Joe and I working away, combining wheat, so we fill everything and then go home, unload, come back. So it's slow when you're short manpower. It'd be nice if we had one more guy, put him in the grain cart. I could have drawn loads and we might have been done, probably be done a lot quicker, but anyways, wheat's running good. It's finally getting to that borderline dryness. I think we're hovering right around 13.5 now, so hopefully it keeps dropping and we'll just blend off the rest. Probably still have to dry a little bit, but then the tail end of the bin or whatever, I'll just top it up. Maybe put a little bit of heat to it just to knock it off down to 12, make sure that it'll store for a good length of time. Yeah, so just been slowly picking away at it, and it's good wheat. It's slow going, but lots of bushels to haul, so it's not the end of the world. We'll see how we get along here. I got my auto steer working, so I got the drone up and I was able to get some good action shots and still run the grain cart. So I think the footage just turned out pretty good. Just downloading it right now. I'm just gonna make a TikTok and an Instagram reel with some of that. If you guys or if you do or don't follow me on Instagram or TikTok, I'll put my handles there. On Instagram, I just go by, it's my personal account, I just go by Jake O'Neill. And then TikTok is the same, Rows and Ruminants is the tag. Still has my name, Jake. But yeah, I'll keep you up to date on more of what's currently going on the farm on a day-to-day basis, because it's easier to post there than to edit a bunch of videos to stay up to date. So go give those a follow, and that way too, if you don't hit the notification bell to know when my new videos drop, you'll always see there that I've got a new, well, I'll always post when I've got a new video out. So anyways guys, I'm gonna get back to focusing on unloading on the go. Almost done this field. Well, it's been about a day and a half since we last talked. So we finished up our wheat around home, and then yesterday was a full day. We went down and we did the wheat down in at David's, at my father-in-law's. I thought I forgot you guys in my truck. No, I just didn't know where I put you in my camera bag. Well, that was pretty uneventful, and we got started back up here today, and again, fairly uneventful. Hopefully get a good slug of wheat off here. It's supposed to be some rain coming in, which I know we want to get the wheat off, but it would be greatly appreciated if we got a nice half, 3/4 of an inch of rain. Would get things not looking so thirsty. Yeah, so we've been just picking away at that. When farming's going good and everything's going as planned, it's pretty boring, especially this job. Grain carting and wheat, even though the wheat's still yielding well, it's a lot of hurry up and wait. We're just doing some custom combining now, so I don't have to worry about trucking. I just got to stay in the grain cart, and Joe's got to stay moving with the combine. So it's all good. we will, I'll probably wrap up wheat harvest now outside of something really cool and unfortunate that I feel you guys should see. I'll catch up with you guys when we get spraying. We got lots of beans to spray and we got corn tasseling, so we got to get sprayer ready for corn tassel time. All right, good morning guys. We got rained out on Thursday combining. I think we got a lot of rain where we were combining. I think they got like 3/4 of an inch max. We got anywhere between 3/4 to an inch of rain around home. So we are not going to be combining, which is fine. I'm going to finish drying the wheat. Finish drying the wheat. Because we got more rain coming this afternoon. So I'm most likely just going to try and finish filling the one bin that we were drying into, top it off, and before the rain shows up, just empty the dryer out, because I don't like to have it sitting full and especially if I'm gonna get a lot of rain. Like, they're forecasting a good amount of rain coming through, which is what we need, but would be nice to get the wheat done, but the other crops outside of wheat need the rain. We were getting dry, so that inch is a start, but we get another good soaking. It's not like it's going to hold us out of the field very long, like we were so dry prior to that first inch got soaked up. And actually, the way it funnels, the corn plant funnels the water to the base, like in between the rows, it was dry yesterday. So you could have went and sprayed yesterday. But corn is just nicely getting tasseled, and so we're going to shoot for middle of next week. So we're going to try and hopefully finish drying our wheat, get that all set up. Probably going to start spraying soybeans. Again, I'm not going to try spraying today just because I do have a chance of showers. I want to finish up the cattle yard. I want to do this, so I can't. The beans aren't. Beans still are in the timing for fungicide, and we will probably start spraying them first, and then we'll switch to the corn near the end of the week and get it all sprayed and protected. So let's fire up. Let's move the wagons. We'll get the blower pipe set up, and then we'll get drying wheat. Don't know if I'll switch bins. We'll climb the other one and see how much I got as far as room, because I want to make sure it's full as possible. So, because we do have some 12% and 13% wheat in that bin, so it doesn't need to be dried. So that's why I didn't just dry it, like switch bins and just put it in the other bin and just let it dry while I was combining, because we do have some dry wheat in there. So I gotta watch and make sure I don't over dry it. But anyways, everything's looking refreshed now with the rain. So that's good, and we're gonna get a break in this heat too. August is gonna not hopefully it's still warm, but not excruciating warm. So let's fire up the tractor, get it moved, and we'll get drying. All right, they got all the concrete done for now. I'm gonna say we will continue to pour concrete as we've got a little extra money here and there. We will continue to pour concrete because it's way cheaper in the long run than gravel. It's just a bigger upfront cost than gravel. But yeah, looks good. Got a nice little ramp up to here. We'll likely, I really think Joe and I should put some posts in, and we'll do some wood boards or something along here. Fix the fence up over there. Just with the kids, I don't want them falling in there. Not that they run around the farm unsupervised. It's just peace of mind to have that covered. I had thought when we were originally doing this yard plan, I wanted to put some slats that we could say if we get a big rain and had the yard kind of sloped to them, and then funnel that water into the pit. That was something that I wanted to do, but people said with the yard, the straw and stuff, that would just plug up the pipes. But anyways, we'll see. I know one thing, seeing how the water runs across the concrete like that, and it's sloped away, I think we could still get away with just putting a catch basin of some sort and run a pipe into the pit just to catch some of that rainwater. And then that will always make sure that hopefully we've always got enough rainwater in the pit to drag line and pump that manure out. So we don't have to haul it out with spreaders. But there's a couple guys locally here that spread sand pits that are used to that sloppier, heavier stuff. So it's not, and they have a big excavator, they can come in and scoop that out. And at the end of the day, it's a cost that has to be incurred, and it's probably not that much more to get them in to spread it versus drag lining it. Just drag lining goes faster and there's less risk for compaction. But anyways, I got the dryer fired up. I'm just gonna take that weed up to temp, fire it up. Looks like we got about a ring left in the bin I'm drying into, which oddly enough probably won't empty the whole wet bin of wheat. So I'll get as much dried, and I think I might just leave the rest in the wet bin, and we've got a load of wheat to go out next week. What I think I'll do is we'll then just hopefully bring the buggy home, fill the buggy up, and we'll put that in the bottom of the truck. If it's a little bit wetter, I'll take samples, make sure that it is a little bit wetter. We'll just blend it off with dry wheat out of that bin, and we won't need to switch bins. That's what I think I'm gonna do versus switching bins. It's one less sweep augering bin floor we got to do, and yeah, it should be fine. The wheat bushel weight was heavy, so that's why technically I'm getting more in that one bin than it would be in corn. Most bin specs are based on corn, not wheat, so that's why I can get more tons of wheat in it. And the wheat also packs, so you get some compaction, so you can get, I always find I can get a little bit more than what the bin is rated for. So let's go check on the dryer temp, and then maybe we'll feed these calves and check the calf barn. Joan was gonna come down. We're gonna finish putting that yard together, hanging gates and putting the rails in, so we can bring some cattle home and get the chute set up and figure out how heavy everybody is. All right, well, calf feeder drama continues. Don't know what's up with this thing. It worked like clockwork. Pretty much from when we fired up mid-September to about a month ago, and then after a month, last month, it has been nothing but problems. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna get a a sign made here for, we work with Dairy Lane on the robotic feeder, and just put Dairy Lane parking, because it just, for whatever reason, we can't, it just won't stay working. I don't know whether it's just because the humidity and the electrical in it is acting up. I don't know. But we priced out a new updated system. It's more money than we want to spend right now, but man, we might just have to bite the bullet and get the new feeder installed, because this is no good coming out to hungry calves. Now, it's not really a big deal feeding calves the way we used to. It's just at harvest time, it's hard to do. Now, don't know what would be cheaper, just to hire somebody to come and feed calves for us during harvest, teach a couple kids. But hard part is sometimes when you hire somebody, they just come and do the job and feed the calves. They don't say, oh, well, that one's off or whatever. So I don't know what to do. I know one thing, that thing's got to get working. All right, guys, Joe and I've been working away hanging gates for the cattle yard and getting that finished up. Got the dryer. Dryer's been running for a bit now. Rain's supposed to move in here shortly, so I think I'm just gonna shut it down and empty it out, because we're supposed to get a whole whack load of rain, and I don't want the dryer full of wheat when we get all that rain. Doesn't take that long to empty it, so I'll just empty it out here, because I'm pretty sure that bin's got to be getting pretty well full. All right, so just getting these gates and latches all hung on. So we're using Jourdain gates. They're made in Canada, I believe, and they're all slam latches. So you take the gate, and if you just want to shut it, it's there. That gate over there, I just put a latch on it, so when you swing it open, it stays locked open. What's left to do is, I think we got one more gate to hang. We got one to go across here, like I said, to lock them in the feed alley. So we'll crowd them all in the feed alley. And then when we want to process, that door's down. This gate swings like this. That gate along the wall swings around. This funnels them around. So we can have this little gate here, get a bunch shoved in there, lock them in, and then Joe's got a gate there so that they make the turn. So that's why we wanted the slam latches, so if you're coming in behind, you're not trying to latch a gate. And then they'll come along the front here, or go along that wall there. And then this is where we'll have the chute. And same thing when we're not using the chute. Have this locked out. And then this one here, this is the type of latch there, so same thing. You just have to slam it against the wall. This one here, because the gate, the way it looks is, well, anyways, you just gotta, because it won't latch in there, but that'll be fine. Like I said, just to hold it back so they can't get in behind it. So, been working away at it. Slowly but surely. So we just got 2 more rails each side to put in, and then we should be good. Groove the floor so they got traction when we want to load, because like I said, when we get the dirt all moved and leveled off out there, just back the truck and trailer right up, run them out, weigh them, sort them, put the ones we want to ship in there out, and should work pretty good. When we know we're gonna process them or whatever, we'll just push all the feed up into the barn, out of the way, out of the manger. When we get done, just give her a scrape. We got a hose here, so if we do a day of processing, we can just, you know, bring the power washer around, power wash it all, push it all out, and then it'll flow out and dry out. So not a big deal. So we'll get these guys all situated. All right, railings all on, everything tightened up. On the end here, we just welded these pieces here, and then Joe just put a bead on each of there to join them. Same thing over here. So this side's completely done, and we just gotta finish tidying this up, and then the yard is pretty much operational. I might, before we let the cattle loose, we might knock these forms off for them anyways, and that way we're pretty well wrapped up. I think he got, yep, he got these latches in, so we just gotta maybe just slide. This is to keep them from going down there, and we got one more thing to mount in there. So get tidying up and run the magnet over the yard, and she should be ready to go. All right, guys, we're on our last day of wheat harvest. We got rained out. Now we're back. So got a couple hours left here. I think there's 45 acres left, so just cruising right along. We should be able to get wrapped up here today and put wheat harvest behind us, and we'll get started on other projects. It's been a hot one the last couple days, so it's nice to work in an AC cab and lumbering around outside in the heat. So there he is, combine. All right, we're out spraying some tasseled corn. We're in an area where we're affected by Tarspot. For how dry it's been, we're still going out and we're not giving up on this crop. It's pretty good. So I'm just out here with my sprayer. I don't do anything fancy modifications to lift it. I just drive a little slower, and the corn seems to handle it pretty good. The only thing we do is we do put a tarp kit. When I'm filling, I'll show you what we put on our sprayer for tasseled corn. But we're putting it on at 25 gallons, going about 7 miles an hour, and we're using Delero Complete. Now we're using it at the high rate, so 20 acres a jug or 355 mils to the acre. So we're getting good full season protection from Tarspot, and then also too we're getting some ear mold suppression as well. So no insecticide, no fancy foliars, just kind of keep it simple and put a well-known fungicide on for Tarspot. All right, just finished spraying out that tank. So this is our sprayer here. So we put a tarp kit on from Teesma Tarps. They're located, I think, Clinton. We put a tarp kit on there, and that kind of just bends the corn, and oddly enough, corn leaves are very abrasive. So what that does is we put shields on all our hydraulic lines, on the wheel motors. Come to the back here where it's maybe a little quieter. So we've got them here, and yeah. Corn's not that tall this year, so I don't have to jack the airbags up. I could jack them up and probably get another 6 inches underneath the sprayer, but just drive a little slower and it bends and it follows through. You can't even tell where I drove except where the tire gets on a row if I'm not paying attention or YouTubing. But the boom all the way up is like 98 inches, 100 inches. So the boom is more critical in height to get good coverage. As long as you go slow and are, you know, not trying to smash through acres. Probably if I was doing this on a broad acre, you know, a couple thousand acres, yeah, I'd want the lift kit because I'd want to get a lot done in a day. But I just do a bit for the neighbors and our own. We got the sprayer, so I just go a little slower, and I think I do a pretty good job. You know, you could hire it done, but then you're kind of at the mercy of spraying when he's available, not when necessarily the crop's at the prime spraying time. So anyways, we'll get filled back up. I just had a buddy text me. He was in the area, so he's gonna hop in with us and go on a bit of a tassel tour. So we'll fill up. We're using Delero Complete, and then I have a drift reduction product so I can get better canopy penetration. That product holds the surface tension of my water droplets so they get down in the canopy a little better. And it is a little breezy, but it's not too bad when you're spraying into a tall crop because it's pretty much the canopy's right at the nozzle, so I'm not drifting away. So we'll get loaded up here, and I think he said he was just leaving where he was at, so he'd be here in 15-20 minutes. Hi from the deep south. Say hi, Audrey. Your dad's on YouTube. Stopped in for a visit. We're gonna go check some stuff out. We're taking a break from spraying. All right. Good visit with Luke. Luke's was my college roommate, first year at Ridgetown, and we were roommates all through our college years, so it's good to catch up with him. He lives down around the town of Essex. So Luke's from a farm, and he's a salesman at Huron Tractor down there. So it's good to catch up with him. He was an organic farmer, so this was the first time he's actually rode in a sprayer. So it was a foreign concept to him. So we had a good catch up riding around in the cab with him. But here's the corn that we planted first. Looking really good. Alright, well, how was that for riding out in the sprayer? It's probably pretty loud. Anyways, you guys are probably wondering, why are we driving through this corn? Are we wrecking it? We're wrecking some of it. But the disease we're trying to prevent from setting in will take out a lot more bushels of corn than what I'm running over on the headlands with the sprayer. And then also too, it's like, oh, why, you know, if you're a farmer or whatever, why don't you do it with a Haggy sprayer? Well, I don't have the budget for a Haggy, and I'm not really a big fan of the front boom per se. And this machine here can handle fairly tall corn. Like I said earlier, I could probably jack up the airbags just a little bit and get a little more clearance, but I just drive a little slower. The corn bends over, bounces back up. You'd never know I was through it. But also too, seed companies, and that's one thing I like about my job selling seed, is I kind of know what's coming down the pipeline before, you know, a lot of farmers, other farmers might not know. It's kind of cat's out of the bag now. But they're developing hybrids that aren't going to get much taller than what we're seeing right here. So we've been kind of dry. So this farm, the corn hasn't got super tall on us, which is fine. You know, I'm not in the market of selling plant material or stock. I'm selling grain. So as long as we get the rains later on in the growing season and we get nice big ears of corn, I'm all for that. That's less residue next year that we got to deal with going to edible beans. So within the pipeline that they're coming out with these shorter statured corns that are going to yield the same, I'm not going to need that extra ground clearance that would be nice or ideal if you had a haggy and to get more acres. If the corn's in the future is never going to be much over 7.5 feet, 8 feet tall, I don't need a super high clearance sprayer. So last year we had some pretty tall corn and I was able to go through it. I just, you just gotta slow down. That's why I don't, I'm not actively out seeking to do thousands of acres with it. I just like doing my own. I like to scout the crop with the sprayer. I really enjoy driving the sprayer. It's a nice machine to run, and you feel like you get something accomplished in a day. So, yeah, that is primarily the reason why I do it. Honestly, tasseled corn to me is really relaxing. I know some guys get a little stressed out about it. I don't know why. I find it's quite a relaxing job. You just follow the rows. Yeah, I don't know. I like doing it. It's fun, and like I said, I get to see the crop. The only time I don't see the crop is when we get combine. I see it via the green card or field view with remote viewing, but as far as this will be the last time I'm going through the crop. Joe does all the combining, so he gets to see the crop as we get harvested. So that's why I like it. So enough of my talking. We'll get back at her.